And thank you so much for joining me on A Date with Ashley D. Today I have the hypnotherapist joining me. Her name is LATONYA CARTHON. Hey, LATONYA.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you.
Good. Thank you.
Can't wait to for you to share everything about hypnosis with us. So are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right, Tanya. So what exactly sparked your interest in becoming a hypnotherapist?
Well, just a short story. I actually had issues with mental health as far as like depression and anxiety, and I went to go see a hypnotherapist, something I had never experienced before. My sister actually found her. She was in Fayetteville, and so at that point I was just like, you know what, I'll try anything if it'll help me with the panic attacks, because it really had started getting bad. So going to see a hypnotherapist, she taught me a lot of different things, taught me how to cope with anxiety and depression, and from there I was so inspired. After it really, I saw a difference. It helped me so much. And so after that, you know, it was probably about 4 or 5 years later after, I decided to go back to school and study hypnotherapy, and so here I am.
Well, I think that's amazing, Tanya.
Thank you.
And I'm watching your journey. When you first posted about being a hypnotherapist, I'm like, there's something I need, because I, for one, I do suffer from anxiety and depression as well. And I am on medication, so hopefully your session will help me to get out.
Oh yes, yes. I did. I was on medication as well, and once I started the hypnotherapy with my therapist at that time, I would go see her once a week. It was intense for like 3 months straight. I would go once a week, and she really helped me, because I started having panic attacks. That was something new, you know, and I was able to start to lower my dosage of that medication. So it really helps. It really helps.
Can't wait. I'm very excited about it.
Good. I can't wait to have you.
So tell me this. I know one thing that you did practice is sound therapy. So
Yes.
tell me about sound therapy.
Okay, so sound therapy is another way to kind of help you with just, again, stress and anxiety, different things that may be going on with you. But sound therapy is just like a frequency healing. You're going to start seeing frequency healing coming together more with the medical as well, because a lot of people use sound therapy and hypnosis and medical, okay? But again, the sound therapy is just more so of frequency healing. So you listen to different frequencies. This is just an example of a sound bowl that I will have at what I use. But it's all types of different frequencies. You have sound bowl frequencies, you have different type of frequencies outside of the sound bowl, but different sound bowls hold a different frequency, and the frequencies help your brain waves, and it helps your nervous system, and it calms your nervous systems down. So like with music, you know, if you listen to rap music, all music is it's tuned to a frequency. Most of the music that we listen to is a low frequency. It's like a 420 hertz. Don't quote me on the hertz, but it's a lower vibrational frequency, and it distorts your cells. So when you're listening to music, it's playing and it's distorting your cells, okay? But then when you listen to certain frequencies, it makes your cells not distorted, you know, and with that, it helps your body to heal internally.
Wow, that's amazing. So I do understand that music, it does change your mood and everything.
It does.
So when you're doing your sound therapy, are you like just constantly just tapping on the bowl?
Yes, I'm constantly tapping on the bowl. This one is a heart chakra, and it makes a certain sound, and it's strictly for your heart. It hits your heart center. So at the session that I host, I have all 7 of them there. So it hits your root. I have all 7 different bowls, but ask me the question, follow up again.
Oh, that's basically it. I
Okay.
mean, you pretty much explained
Okay.
because it pretty much music. It
Yes,
changes your mood. So
it
I was just
does.
asking if you were going to constantly hit that throughout the session.
Yes, I am. I'm going to constantly hit that. And then I'm also, because at that time you'll be under hypnosis, and that's nothing spooky, which I'll explain when you ask me that. But I'm just talking to, the music is playing, and I'll be talking to your subconscious while you just lay there. You may fall asleep, you know, you could be awake, you don't lose consciousness, nothing spooky is gonna happen. But as I'm talking to your subconscious, like the music, like you said, makes you change your mood. When I'm talking to your subconscious while the music is playing, I'm really trying to, it's gonna basically change your mood, you know. So it depends on what kind of mood you're in, you know. So it all kind of works together.
Okay, so what about hypnosis? Does that go before the sound therapy, or does it follow?
So in my sessions, and everybody does it different, but in my sessions, I like to talk to everybody first. So for the first hour, the session that we're having on the 20th of April, it will be 2 hours. The first hour will be us talking about what hypnosis is, so that you know everything that's about to happen before you go under, because I want to break the stigma of hypnosis being some spooky thing that we saw on TV, that you're going to go into a trance. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
We go into hypnosis every night right before we fall asleep, okay? And it's really just your brain going into a theta state to where it's open to receive, if you want to call it affirmations. Some people call it affirmations. On the hypnosis side, we call it suggestions. And so you'll just be relaxed. You'll be in that state. And I'll talk to you, and then I'll play the music, and then I'll play the sound bowls, and whatever you're wanting to, really. But that day it'll probably be more of relaxation. So I have suggestions that kind of go with the relaxation.
Okay, so are the eyes open, or the eyes closed, or like
your eyes will be closed.
Okay.
So your and actually your eyes will be closed. Everybody gets a mask. You're laying on a pillow. I have it really comfortable for you. You'll be laying on a pillow, laying on a mat on the floor. Everybody gets masks. I provide all of that, and I just really want you to relax. It's just relax and listen, because what the whole point of the relaxation hypnosis is for people who really deal with stress and anxiety, and they don't know how to calm down those racing thoughts. And you start to learn how to do that for yourself. So once your body has that memory, okay, I've been in hypnosis, I've been in a relaxed state like that, your body can kind of know, okay, I remember being like that. And you start to learn that practice over and over and over. And you'll start to eventually calm your nervous system down and start slowing things down within your body, which will kind of take you out of fight or flight.
Oh my God, when you said racing thoughts, that is me all day.
Yes.
So I'm under hypnosis. You're calming my brain activity and everything. So if I have this episode again, like you said, I'll remember pretty much what you've already said, and it's gonna, come back to me, and then I'll calm myself down after that.
Yes. See, I had to, when I saw the hypnotherapist, when I started having panic attacks, she gave me, I don't know it's not like a trigger word. I don't want to say a trigger word, but she gave me just a word to remember, okay? And every time I would think about that word, it would make me think about, oh, okay, I remember sitting on her sofa, calming myself down, and I would just say that over repeatedly, and it would my body would literally go into that state of just calming down.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how long does your clients have to stay up on the hypnosis?
The session is an hour. So the first half is just talking for an hour, learning, teaching, and then the second half it's an hour. And so really, you're just going to really be laying there. Most people, the people that I do, usually go to sleep because it's so relaxing. You want to be in an environment, a safe environment when you do things like this, people that you can trust, and it's always a safe space with with any of my sessions. But it's an hour. It just lasts an hour.
Okay, and has anyone ever had a negative or positive reaction to it? Well, I know everything is positive, but have anyone ever had a negative reaction?
Well, negative, there's good and bad in everything. With hypnosis, there are certain clients that I won't take, that we're trained to not take, and those are people who are maybe schizophrenic or certain things like that. That's just because you don't know what it will trigger for them, because hypnosis is talking to your subconscious, and you don't want to trigger something more for those types of people. And I won't say that it's negative, it's just being more of an awareness. So that's why I really try to talk to people before we get started, to just see where you are.
Oh, I think that is great. That's great information. All right, and then with sound therapy, you said that helps with stress and relaxation. And how can it be, how can hypnosis and sound therapy be more beneficial than medication?
Well, I will say this, I'm not a medical doctor, but I would never recommend that anyone just stop cold turkey on any type of medication when you start this process. This is supposed to be a hand-in-hand type situation, because if you are trying to get off of any type of medication, you always want to consult with your doctor first. But in hand, we're working hand in hand, you will eventually wean yourself off of certain medications by doing this practice. But it would be a process, and it would be, you know, the comfort of the person, you know, trying to get off that medication, how fast they want to really kind of wean themselves off. But I don't recommend quit your medication. I will never do that. That's very irresponsible. Don't quit taking your medication. You're going to do this in conjunction with, okay? And that's why I was saying earlier, you're going to start seeing within the next 10 years and into the future, you're going to start seeing your doctor talking to you about sound frequency and help and healing, okay? Because a lot of celebrities use sound therapy. A lot of the athletes, when they go under, especially football players, if they are, you know, had a surgery and they're trying to get better before the next season, they're going to see their doctor, and they're going to also see a hypnotherapist and use sound frequency to help their bodies heal faster. Yes.
So how can you correlate the two? Because
frequencies, again, it's all about the cellular structure. We have cells. Most of our body is what, 70% water. So when you are, when you go through a surgery, let's just say hypothetically, and you, maybe it's a bone, you broke your bones.
Right.
There are frequencies that you can use to help your bones heal faster. It's not necessarily the sound of this, but I have a frequency, I have other frequency machines that you can use to help you use. And the person really would be in surgery. While they're in surgery, you can have the music playing, you can have the frequency playing while the surgeon is doing his surgery. And then after that, you would continue listening to that. It really works. It's so powerful that now I'm not there yet, but if you were going on a lot of people use hypnosis to go under anesthesia. So they don't want to use anesthesia medication. So they will use, the hypnotherapist would come into the surgery room and put the person under hypnosis. You got to be a real good candidate to do that. Okay, this is for, you got to be a real good candidate to do that. But it's really, you can do that versus, because some people do not like medication.
Right, that's true.
And they do not want anesthesia. So they get their mind. That's how powerful our mind is. I'm not there to that degree at all.
I got you.
But it's that powerful. You can do that. So
that is amazing. And to whomever decides to use that instead of anesthesia, I mean,
they are very amazing.
Right. I couldn't even imagine.
No, I can't. My mind still can't fathom that. But we watched a lot of films on it, and when I was in school studying, and it's just, we don't even use a fraction of our brain function that we could be using because we have so many fears and guilts and just things going on. But the more you clear that stuff out, this is where the therapy part comes in, the hypnotherapy. Okay, once you get to the root and you start attacking these things and issues and problems, it just, your life becomes more happier. You become more happier. Heart starts to attract more abundant things, you know, and more amazing experiences. So it's just awesome. I want to teach everybody.
I know it sounds exciting, Tanya, and I'm excited about joining you. Oh my God!
Awesome.
So how many sessions do you recommend for?
So for me, I'm just going to go off of my experience. When I went myself, I was really critical at that point. I literally was very critical. So that's why I went. I wanted some change. So this was right literally before COVID, before they shut COVID down. So I went once a week for 2 straight months consecutive. And after that, the therapist was like, okay, you got it now. And she just kind of monitored me. And then I felt okay to just go off. Because once you learn, the thing about this, once you learn the skill, once you learn the technique and you start doing it and implementing it, your mind is going to remember this, okay? It's about trying to, you know, start new things so that your mind can know, you know, to do this differently. And then once you do that and you learn it, you don't have to come back all the time. But, you know, I would recommend, you know, starting out, if it's once a month, you want to just see what you do. But in that once a month, you need to be doing what you need to do at home. You have to do the exercises at home. You have to do it every day. You have to implement it. But if you're not comfortable, I definitely suggest once a week or every 2 weeks, you know. It's up to you.
So if someone is doing it at home, like, what can they do?
So when you come to the first session, I'm going to show you how to, every night, you're going to, right before you fall asleep, you're going to do an exercise. Okay. And in that exercise, you're going to know, okay, I'm going to do this every night before I go to sleep. I'm going to say these suggestions every night before I go to sleep. Okay. And then you're going to go to sleep. Gotcha. And hypnosis helps you with sleeping. You know, some people who suffer with insomnia and what am I trying to say? Insomnia. Yeah, it helps with that. It helps with a lot of things. You know, any type of problem that you have, hypnosis can help you with it.
So it's not like what we see on TV where they say, okay, you're under this, and then we're gonna snap you out of it.
Okay, let me explain. So that is true. Okay. That is true because I do a countdown. Do I have a pendulum? Yes.
Okay.
But let me explain the pendulum. I don't use that with adults. The pendulum really is more so for kids because kids go into hypnosis better than adults do because they can use their imagination better.
Okay.
But I don't really have too many kid clients at this time, but the pendulum is more for kids. They like the pendulum. Okay, but for adults, I just talk just like I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm going to be saying what I'm going to be saying. I have a script that I use, and I will count. That it is counting, but it's not I count and you go down and you're gonna fall. It's not like that at all. No.
Okay. And what about sound therapy and hypnosis with couples? How can it be beneficial for couples?
So it's definitely good for couples. I recommend, especially if you have a partner and you guys both agree on sound therapy and hypnosis, y'all on the same wavelength. You know, so going to couples therapy, or not couples therapy, but doing that together helps you guys just kind of stay more in line. Okay, it just kind of syncs you guys more and more together.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you do one at a time or
I do together? Both at the same time. Because when you come to the group session, everybody's going to be in the room together.
Okay.
And couples, I do private sessions as well, but like I said, the couple sessions still they're the same. You guys will just be in there together, and more so, I would kind of talk to y'all about what y'all goals are. So y'all can, so when I'm talking, I can talk to whatever it is y'all are trying to work on. So if y'all trying to reach goals together, we can do that. I'll make suggestions depending upon what y'all are working on.
That is amazing, Tanya. I think that's great. So couples, if you want to experience sound therapy or hypnotherapy, then you need to check out Miss Tanya here. And I'm also, as far as your lifestyle, how does hypnosis and also sound therapy change your lifestyle?
It just puts you in, first of all, it changes your lifestyle first. I like to tell everybody, when you really want to start getting into hypnotherapy and sound therapy, you have to be at a point in your life where you really want something different. You really are tired of losing. You're really tired of feeling bad mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You're tired, okay? And once you decide that tired of being sick and tired kicks in, and it changes you because you're going to start doing something consistent. You're going to start being more aware of what I'm looking at, what I'm talking, what am I telling myself, my thoughts. This helps you become more aware of what you're actually thinking because your thoughts become what you attract. And so most of the time people, we are unaware of our thoughts because again, we have those irrational thoughts all the time of fear, doubt, guilt, whatever it may come up. And then we're always thinking about the future or the past or this. This helps with that. And again, once you get the skills to get that mind quiet and get more control of your thoughts, you're going to see a difference in your life.
So in what ways has hypnosis and sound therapy changed your life? Because to me, Tanya, you're vibrating very high right now, and it's like your energy, you all are not here, but her energy is just so, it's calming, and when she speaks, it's actually calming as well. In what ways have it actually changed your life?
Well, what you just said, it really, first of all, I didn't even like talking in public. That's just, it wasn't me, okay? I didn't do that, and I definitely never thought of being a hypnotherapist. Okay, 3 years ago, you never would have thought I would be talking like this. Okay, but it's just changed my life dramatically. It's actually helped me. Again, I don't have panic attacks anymore. I don't deal with depression anymore. I don't deal with stress and anxiety like that anymore. We're human, so we'll probably always have that. But I now, when I feel stress and I'm worried about something, I've trained my mind now to stop it. And then I'll go sit down, I'll go do something, I'll anchor myself back to the present, and then it calms me down, you know. So it's helped me tremendously, health-wise, emotional, just my family, my children, you know. So it's been a blessing. I'm grateful for it.
That's good. So it's helping you to live in the present, not in the future, not in the past, but bringing you full circle where you are right now in this moment.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
And what about, you mentioned chakras, and
Okay.
that is an interest of mine because
Okay.
I YouTube a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So can you break down the chakras for me, and what
Sure.
do they mean?
Okay, so chakras are energy points that go down the center of your body. Your crown chakra is at the top, and then your root chakra is in your root. Okay, I'm just going to talk about those two a little bit, but your root chakra is basically where we all kind of start out. Okay, your chakras are blocked until you know how to unblock them. Okay, and most of the time, like I said, we have been trained to be in our root chakra, which keeps us in fear, doubts, guilt, anything that's stressful. That's where we're rooted at. Okay, what we look at on TV, our situation, all of that keeps us rooted in our root chakra. But once you start to come up out of fears, guilt, doubts, stress, anxiety, worried about bills and all of that, you start to come up into your chakra. You come up your chakra system, basically, okay? And the higher you start to vibrate or elevate, the more your chakra centers are open, and you start to attract different things, okay? But that's kind of like a brief overview.
Right.
The point of your chakra system, though, is for you to understand the more you heal, you're going to start elevating and start operating out of your heart chakra. You start your sacral chakra, you know, your crown chakra, you know, you start to illuminate, because people don't realize that your heart is really a magnetic, it gives off a magnetic energy. And see, we don't realize what's around us because we were not taught metaphysics, okay?
Right.
We wasn't taught that. We were taught to be afraid of these different things, but this is really science, okay?
Right.
I studied biology, so I understand metaphysics as well, but your heart is really a magnet. So when they tell you to move from your heart, you know, it really is true. If your heart is right, you start to attract the right things. So this is just showing you the science of what you don't understand.
I think this is great information, Tanya. So, is there anything that you would like to share with the audience about, you know, hypnosis and also sound therapy?
Yeah, so one thing I do want to talk about and just say, because a lot of people say, how can I be put under hypnosis? I don't believe in that. And you see everything on TV about hypnosis, and you see, let's see, some of the things they've shown you on TV about hypnosis is that you're going to lose your mind, you're going to go into a trance, you're going to tell all your secrets. You do not lose any, you're not unconscious. That's another one.
Okay.
You're not unconscious. You're very fully aware. But one of the things I want to ask people is just to think about, have you ever been driving home, okay, and you start, let's say you're getting ready to leave work, and you leave work, and you get on the road, you get in your car, and you start driving, and then all of a sudden, you're at home, and you don't know how you got there.
Daydreaming while driving. That's
You
me.
don't know, you don't remember the stop sign you went through, you don't remember the red lights, you don't remember that, right?
Right.
That is hypnosis. That is hypnosis. And you know what happened to your brain is that your mind, because again, when you're driving, the road, looking at the road can put you into a hypnotic state. That's why people fall asleep at the road. Because
Right.
again, hypnosis is a state of mind that you come to before you fall asleep every night. But again, you don't realize that you're doing it every day, every moment, or, you know.
Right.
So I tell everybody, if you've ever had that experience, then you have been under hypnosis.
Well, I've been on the hypnosis.
Yes.
I know it.
So I want to make you more aware of that so you can use the power within that. Because it's power within that to be able to use that. So
That is amazing, Tanya. Well, thank you for educating myself as well as the audience on hypnosis and also
absolutely.
sound therapy.
Yes.
You guys, she does have a session coming up on April the 20th. I want to let her tell you all about it and also where you can find her.
Okay, so April 20th, 4/20, we're going to have a hypnosis and sound therapy session in McDonough. You can get the tickets off of Eventbrite if you go to Eventbrite. You can also follow me on Instagram at Inward Journey LLC, also on Facebook as well. Please don't be alarmed. I don't have a lot of content, but you can still go there to follow me. And if you're interested in coming to the event, just go to Eventbrite to purchase tickets.
Awesome. And of course, with myself, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, IG, Ashley D Speaks. Instagram is Ashley Davis _speaks. And then TikTok as well, Ashley D Speaks. Thank you all so much for joining me on A Date with Ashley D. I hope this has been very informative for you all. And see you next time, you guys.
See ya.